Right. So same as usual, finding your comfortable position. If you're seated, see if you can give yourself a little bit more space and sitting a little bit taller, trying to encourage more space for the abdomen, for the belly, to allow that nice relaxed belly breath. If I'm lying down, keeping the knees bent or the legs are straight, whatever feels more comfortable for your lower back and the hips. The arms relaxing down the side, encouraging the palms to turn, face up and towards the ceiling, the front of the chest to open up, to relax. And then just noticing the body, noticing the breath. Do I feel straight? Do I feel wonky? Do I feel stiff, or where do I feel stiffness? Is there a bit of discomfort to somewhere? I'm not changing anything, just noticing where the body is and how the body feels. And then same as usual, bring the awareness to the breath. So see if I can focus on that breath, trying to create that nicer belly, the nicer, deeper belly breath. Feeling the belly expanding with the inhalation and relaxing with the exhalation. Noticing any stiffness, any tension through the neck, or the front of the throat, the front of the chest. See if I can let go of that tension, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the face, relaxing the neck. And then as you feel the breath feels a little bit more relaxed, and the body feels a little bit more settled, I'm going to start to focusing on the shoulder joint. Raising one arm up to the front, I'm going to lift it up and then reach it behind as far as the shoulder will allow me to take it, and then I'm going to ease that arm back. Then with the other arm, I'm going to do the same. So keeping the shoulder down, nice and relaxed, I'm going to raise the arm, reach it back, and then bring it back by the side. So trying to create a nice smooth movement through the shoulder, through the arm. Little lift, a big lift, it doesn't matter. Just to see if I can picture the arm moving into the shoulder socket without all of the body tensing and stiffening to help it get in there. See if I can keep it loose, see if I can keep it relaxed. And then if I feel that the movement feels relaxed enough, the shoulders feel a little bit looser, a little bit easier to move, then see if you can, instead of moving one arm at a time, see if you can get the arms to move in sync. So as the right comes back with the left, I'm going to reach behind. As the left comes back with the right, I'm going to reach behind. So I'm just going to open up one, drop down the other, lifting up one, drop down the other. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. So a little bit more movement into the shoulder joint. I'm going to try and see if I can focus at the other end into the hip joint. I'm going to start off with a little knee lift. So if you're sitting down and you need a little support, using the hands or using the strap, the band around the back of the leg to help me support to that right leg. If I'm lying down, exactly the same, using the band to support the leg if I need to, or just letting the leg relax on its own. And then rolling up onto the ball of the foot to see if I can try and lift the big toe, lift the foot off the ground. Easing that leg back, and then I'm going to try again. So same as I did for the arm. See if you can picture the leg, the femur, the thigh bone moving into the hip socket. The movement will be very small, might be very small, might be big. It might be a little bit shaky. It might feel quite easy. I'm not forcing it, just to see if I can encourage movement into the hip socket. And then no matter how big or small the movement is, see if you can try and keep it smooth. So it's not causing me pain, it's not grinding, it's not pinching, it's not catching. I can feel the leg moving up and down. I can feel the muscles of the front of the hip and the front of the belly working to create that lift, but there is nothing crunching, nothing pinching, nothing catching as I lift up. 5, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing with the other side of the left leg. So same as before, if I need a little support, I'm going to slip the band around the back of the leg to give me that little support. If I don't need the support, I'm just going to keep the arms nice and relaxed and then see if I can create that same movement on the left side. So picturing the left hip closing to allow that lift and then returning back. Feeling the thigh bone lifting, moving towards you and then back down and away. And then noticing the difference between this side and the other. I might find that this side moves a little bit better, this side feels a lot heavier. And the leg doesn't want to lift. So I'm just going to use the arms to encourage some movement into the hip joint to see if I can try and lubricate, to see if I can get some movement into that left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. And releasing back, releasing the hip, releasing the leg. Just a little bit more connection through that left hip, left side. I'm going to work on the back of this time. Raising the arms straight in front of you, clasping the hands together or keeping the hands slightly apart. I'm going to start swinging the arms gently from one side over to the other. So if I'm lying down, I'm aiming to roll from one shoulder to the other, rocking gently from side to side. If I'm sitting up, I don't really need to raise the arms too high. I can keep them a little bit lower. What I'm interested in is the movement through the torso, is the movement into the back. See if I can encourage that nice rotation, turning one side and then turning the other. And then same as usual, notice if there is difference between right and left side. I might find that the rotation on one side feels a little bit more restricted than the rotation the other way. I'm just going to focus on the restricted side, see if I can maybe sit a little bit straighter or lengthen out a little bit more through the spine, see if I can encourage a better, easier movement on that side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, so releasing the back is a little bit more movement into the upper body. I'm going to go back into the shoulder joint. This time, instead of a front raise, I'm going to go into a little lateral raise. So keeping the arm close to the ground. If I'm lying down, imagine the wall behind you. If you're sitting up, I'm going to scoop the right arm out to the side, and then I'm going to bring it up round the side, as high as the back, as the shoulder will allow me to. Then easing the arm back, I'm going to swing the left arm round the side, bring it towards the head, and then I'm going to take it down in reverse. Same as you did for the front raise. It doesn't matter if the movement feels very small. The arm might feel very heavy, the shoulder might feel very stiff. I'm not forcing anything, I'm just trying to encourage some movement, just to see if I can get the joint to articulate a little bit better, see if I can release some of the stiffness, some of the tension. And then one side might be moving better than the other side might be feeling heavier, stiffer, a little bit of a pinching into the shoulder. the same as usual, especially if I can feel pinching in the shoulder. That's normally to deal with the restriction. So instead of trying to keep the arm right to the side as I open, I'm just going to allow the arm to come slightly forward. So it's trying to close the shoulder ever so slightly to allow a better movement. Just see if I can avoid that pinching, see if I can avoid that catching, that painful point throughout the lateral swing, that lateral arc. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the upper back. Just a little bit more movement into the shoulder. Same as before, I'm going to go back into the hip. This time, instead of going for a knee lift, I'm going to go for a knee drop. So shuffling the feet and the knees nice and close together. I'm going to focus on the same leg. I'm going to start opening the right leg out to the right. So if I'm seated, I'm going to try and push the right knee towards the right side of the room or towards the right side of the chair. And then I'm going to squeeze it back in, squeeze the knees back together. If I'm lying down, I'm just going to let the right knee open out to the side, just making sure that, especially if you're lying down, as the hips are free to move, the pelvis is free to move. As my knee opens to the side, the left side of my bum is not lifting off the ground. So I'm not twisting the pelvis. I'm just trying to work that leg. So same as you did on your knee lift, so you can picture the thigh bone moving into the hip socket. So it's the hip joint articulating, not the back rotating, not the pelvis moving. So imagine a tennis ball resting into the center of the belly. See if I can balance that tennis ball there, making sure that it doesn't roll off and drop to the side. 5. Using the hand to help. If the hip feels stiff, giving it a little push with the hand, and then encouraging it to come back, using the hand to help me pull it back to the center. We're still trying to focus on the hip, not the hand. 2. Last one. And releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to try the same thing with that left side. So shuffling feet and knees nice and close together. I'm going to start opening the left leg out to the left. So controlling the hips the same as before. Imagine that tennis ball still balancing on the belly. I don't want the ball to roll off to the side as the leg opens and then closes. Picturing the movement, feeling almost like a gentle stretch through the inner thigh, the hip and the groin. And then I'm going to squeeze it back together again. And then same as usual, as the leg fatigues, as the muscles fatigue, the tendency is to start making the movement shorter. So I normally open, but I don't close all the way. See if each time you can aim for the knees to come nice and close together, touching if possible. And then I'm just going to open it out again. And then I'm going to squeeze them together, see if I can get them to touch. And then I'm going to open them out again. So maintaining that movement going. I'm feeling the inner thigh tensing to pull the leg in, the side of the bum tensing or pulling the leg out. 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the hips and releasing the legs. Just a little bit more movement again into the hip joint. I'm going to go into the back again. This time changing the direction of the movement. Instead of a rotation, I'm going to try and get into a little lateral flexion. So if you're lying down on the back, you could use one hand to support the head, so making sure that the neck is not straining. I'm going to reach with the right arm down the side of the body. I'm going to flex my way to the side. Then easing my way back to the center. With the other hand, I'm going to support the head, and then with the left arm, I'm just going to reach down the side, flexing the other way. Easing back to the center, swapping the arms, reaching down the other way. So see if I can be aware of a little movement, a flexing the body from side to side. If you're up into your seated position, imagine your shoulders to stay against the wall. So making sure that I'm not going forward, I'm trying to move sideways. So see if you can picture the rib cage like a little concertina. I'm trying to open it out. I'm going to try and spread the ribs as far apart as possible, stretching the intercostal muscles, creating a nice gentle stretching to the side of the waist as well. Encouraging that lateral movement into the spine, and then encouraging a little bit more mobility between the ribs into the intercostal muscles. 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the back. Again, it's a little bit more movement at the top. I'm going to go back into the arm, and then this time I'm going to start mixing the direction. So instead of limiting myself to a front and back or a side to side, I'm going to go into a little circle. So I'm going to start with the right arm. I'm going to raise the arm up to the front, and then I'm just going to circle it around to the side. Then with the left, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to lift it up at the front and then circle it around to the side. So again, see if I can think of the top of the arm moving into the shoulder socket, same as I did for the 2 individual movements, noticing any clicking. So I feel that every time that I open out there, I can feel it clicking. As I get close to the point on the next circle, I'm going to slow down the movement and then maybe playing with the position of the hand, turning the hand in, turning the hand forward slightly. See if I can find a better combination between the head of the humerus, the top of the arm and the shoulder socket, to see if I can get rid of that clicking, avoid that clicking. 4, 3, 2, last one. Releasing the shoulders, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll. I'm going to reverse the movement. So this time I'm going to swing the arm around the side first, and then I'm going to bring it to the front and release down. So I'm going to go round the side and then circle back. Round the side and then circle back. So see, with your fingertips you can draw the big circle on the ceiling above, but this time starting going round the side and then coming back through the center. Going round the side and then coming back through the center. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders. I'm going to do similar thing, working with the hip, working with the legs. So same as you did for the knee raises, if you know that you need a little support for the leg, as it's a bit temperamental, I'm just going to put the strap around the back of the leg so that I can guide the leg around with the arm, so I can just grab hold of the leg if that's easier. And then focusing on the right leg, I'm going to imagine a pencil strapped to the front of the knee. I'm going to start to draw in a little circle with that pencil. So I'm going to circle it around, come back, circle around, come back. So again, noticing the top of the leg moving into the hip socket as if I was trying to massage the inside of the back of the pelvis. So see if I can try and find again a smooth movement. So it could be a very little circle. The foot might even stay on the ground if I'm seated up. It could be a bigger circle. The foot might be lifting off the ground. It really depends on how comfortable, how mobile the hip feels. And obviously how hard it is for the arm if I have to pull on the leg. 3, 2, and then I'm going to reverse the circles, we're circling the other way. Foot down. 9, having a little rest if I feel the leg starts getting a bit heavy. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the hip, relaxing the leg. I'm going to repeat the same thing with the left side. So switching the strap of the band around the left leg, grabbing hold of the left leg. If you're using the hands, and then I'm just going to start to circling the leg around. It's the same as before. I'm just going to start off with a little movement to see if I can warm up into the hip. And then eventually, if the hip allows me to, I might start going a little bit bigger. The same as before, making sure that there is no grinding, clicking or catching as the leg moves into that circle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back to the middle, reversing the circle, going the other way. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the hip, releasing the leg, just a little bit more movement into the hip joint. I'm going to go back into the shoulder. This time I'm going to try and see if I can work a little bit deeper into the shoulder joint, and then see if I can create a little bit more stretch across the front of the chest. So bending the elbows, tucking the elbows into the side of the body, turning the palms to face towards the head, towards the face. Then maintaining the elbows squeezed in. I'm going to start rotating the arms out as if I was trying to drop my thumbs on the floor. Or imagine a wall behind. I'm going to try and take the thumbs towards the wall behind. And then I'm going to come back. What I don't want is a retraction. So I'm not trying to pull the shoulders back. I'm just trying to turn the arm out. So see if you can think of, again, movement happening into the shoulder joint. So I just want the arm to rotate into the shoulder socket, not the shoulder girdle pulling forward and back. If I'm lying down, I've got the floor underneath. So it's a little bit easier to get into that rotation. Just to see if you can keep the elbows close to the side. As if the chest is tight, the tendency will be for the arms to open out and reach out to the side. I want the elbows to stay close to my waist and then the arm to rotate and come back. So I'm going to squeeze the elbows into the side of the waist and then rotate the arms out and then come back. Squeeze the elbows into the side of the waist and then rotating the arms out again. 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulder, releasing the arm, relaxing into the upper body. And then I'm going to focus on the leg again. This time what I want is a little bit more connection through the inside of the leg. So I'm going to shuffle the feet and the knees nice and close together, and then I'm going to let the knees open out to the side. I'm going to try and get them as far apart as possible. So if I lie down, I'm just going to let the legs drop out and then hang off to the side. If I'm sitting up, I'm going to use my hands to push the legs out. So I'm going to try and get the knees as far away as I can. And then holding on to that pressure, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, squeeze the knees back together again. And then again, I'm going to let the knees open out to the side as far apart as possible. With the hands, I'm going to encourage a little push to see if I can get them a little bit wider. And then I'm going to hold that pressure. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to squeeze the legs back together. 2 more times. Opening the knees out to the side as far away as possible. Using the hands to encourage a little bit more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to squeeze them back together. Last time. Opening the knees out. Pushing a little bit harder with the hands. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release and back. Giving the legs a little shake, relaxing the hip, releasing the inner thigh. I'm going to switch the effort from the inside to the side of the hip, side of the leg. So this time, see if I can focus a little bit more onto the right side. I'm going to, if I'm lying down, I'm going to feel the right knee up, extending the left leg away, and then bringing the knee up into the chest. If you need to support it, supporting it with the left hand. If I'm seated up, I've got 2 options. If I can, I'm going to cross the leg over. Or if I can't, I'm just going to hook that left hand onto the side of the leg, and then I'll just keep the leg down. I'm going to take a deep breath in. As I breathe out, I'm going to pull the leg as far over to the left as I can. I'm going to keep a little pressure there, so I can feel a little stretch coming down the side of the leg. I'm going to hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to pushing the leg back to the middle. And then trying again. I'm going to hook the hand onto the side of the leg, and then I'm going to pull it across and see if I can maybe go a little bit further this time. Holding the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, releasing the pressure, pushing the leg back to the middle. One more time, hooking the hands to the side of the leg, pulling the leg across, holding the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, pulling the legs back to center. Adjusting the hips if you need to. I'm going to repeat the same thing with the left side. So if you're lying down, extending the right leg, curling the left leg up and towards you. Hooking the right hand on the side of the leg, wherever it's easier to control the leg. If I'm seated up, I'm going to cross the leg over, or just keeping the legs together. And then gently pulling the leg across to see if I can get that stretch, that gentle opening down, that left hip. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, pushing the leg back to the center. Trying again, hooking the hand to the side of the leg. Pulling the leg across to see if I can go a little bit deeper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, easing the leg back to the middle. One last time. Hooking the hand to the side of the leg and then gently pulling the leg across. Holding it there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back. Releasing the hips, releasing the legs. Just a little bit more movement through the hips, the shoulders and upper body. A little bit looser. I'm going to work on the back. I'm changing the direction of the movement. This time I'm going to go from flexion into extension. So if you're lying down, supporting the head, so reaching the hands to the back of the head so that I can support to the head. I'm going to take a deep breath in. As I breathe out, I'm going to tuck the chin towards the chest. I'm going to curl the head forward, lift the head up if I'm lying down. See if I can curl the shoulders off the ground. So think of a nice flexion through the thoracic, down all the way down into your lumbar. Then I'm going to release back. I'm going to push the shoulders back into the ground and then lifting the chest, pushing it forward, extending my way up. And then I'm going to release the forward, chin to the chest, curling the head forward, lifting the head, lifting the shoulders off the ground, rounding through the spine. And then I'm curling back up. Exaggerating as it goes, trying to push my chest forward, extending, opening up the front of the body, and then releasing back. 2 more times. Curling the head, curling the shoulders off the ground, rounding the back, and then opening up, extending, pushing the chest forward. See if you can open up the front. And then last time. Rounding through the back, tucking the chin, rounding the upper, rounding the lower, and then releasing, extending through, opening up through the chest, lengthening through the breastbone, and then releasing back. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the back. Again, it's a little bit more movement into the back. I'm going to try and see if I can combine arms and legs together. So think of your little string that attaches your right hand to the right leg and the left hand to the left leg. So I'm just going to try and puppet my legs up and down. So I'm going to start raising the right arm up, and then as I lift the right arm, I'm going to try and pull the right leg. And then I'm going to ease back, lifting that left arm, lifting that left leg. Ease back, so right pulls the right leg, left arm pulls the left leg. From 1, over to the other side. From 1, over to the other side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing back, a little rest before the hips. I'm going to try again, but this time I'm just going to cross the string. So with my right hand, I'm going to pull my left leg. With my left hand, I'm going to pull my right. So exactly the same as before. I'm going to start raising the right arm and the left leg together, and then pop them down again. Then left arm with the right leg, and then down again. So imagine a little marching. So the arm and the opposite leg move, and then move back. The arm and the opposite leg move, and then they move back. So picture yourself marching, whether you're sitting on the chair, whether you're lying down on the mat. Think of a nice exaggerated march. So I can feel my hip closing, the leg coming up, I can feel the arm moving. It could be a little movement, a big movement, it doesn't matter. I just want a somber movement. 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, releasing the hips, releasing the shoulders, and then a little bit of a compensation to work through the back of the body, the back of the hips. I'm going to set the feet at a comfortable distance in a comfortable position. And then what I want is to push off with the hips with the bum. So I'm going to push down through the soles of the feet, to squeeze in with the bum, see if I can lift the bum off the ground, to see if I can make the hips a little bit lighter on the chair. Using the arms to the side of the chair, or if I've got something in front of me, leaning over the desk, leaning over something, as if I was trying to lift off the chair, and then I'm going to pop myself back down. If I'm lying down, I'm going to try and see if I can lift to the hips at first, just a little squeeze, and then progressively see if I can make that squeeze bigger, taking the hips up a little bit higher, feeling the front of the hips opening. Imagine your thighs reaching out of the hip socket, the front of the hips lengthening, opening out. 3, 2, 1. Last one. And releasing back. Relaxing the hips, releasing the legs. When you're ready, rolling over onto one side. And in your own time, pushing yourself up until you're up into sitting. Finding a comfortable seated position. Using the arms to offer a little support by the side if I need to, if I feel a little bit unbalanced backwards. See if I can really find my seat bones and then lift myself up on top. And then from there, I'm just going to try and lengthen the front of the body. So pushing the chest forward, same as you practiced before. See if you can extend it through. This time, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind. Imagine your shoulder blades to be touching the front of the chest and really stretching across. I'm going to look forward, look up, lengthening through the front of the neck, the front of the throat, under the chin, into the jaw. And then I'm going to release. I'm going to come forward, allowing myself to relax forward over the legs. And then I'm going to curl back up again. Retracting the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, pushing forward through the front of the chest to see if I can create that nice traction across the front. Looking forward, looking up, looking back. And release and coming forward, dropping the chin down, shoulders come forward. Last time. I'm curling all the way back, retracting the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together, pushing forward through the chest, looking forward, looking up, looking back. And then release and coming forward. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your bow. Give yourself a clap or down. Question or anything, please